What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to basketball, and more specifically, welcome back to another NBA mock draft. Now, I just got back from my business trip. I was out helping a team that I'm employed with, getting ready for March Madness and stuff. Very exciting time. I love getting to do that stuff, but I'm back. I'm ready to record some content, and that got me thinking. Normally, I do these mock drafts like every 2 weeks. I don't like recycling content, that often. It feels kind of uncreative and disingenuous in some ways. That's no shots at anybody. That's just how I try to run the YouTube channel. But I got to thinking, I'm like, hey, at the time you guys are watching this, March Madness is starting today. So I want to throw this out there before you guys get locked in on all the games going on there. And let's just talk about some of these guys because we're going to see them. And I always find it interesting during March Madness, right? As soon as the tournament starts, that's when you start to see a lot of these brackets, or not these brackets, these mock draft shift, because somebody is going to put up 20 points in a March Madness game or something crazy like that, 20, 25 points, and they're going to skyrocket up these mock drafts just because, like, there's way more eyes on them, and people are going to overanalyze. They're going to be like, well, in big moments, this guy can really do it. It's like, yeah. Okay, yeah, these guys are good. We get it. It's March Madness. Let's remember everything we've seen the whole season, right? Let's not let recency bias come into play or anything, because here's what I'm already seeing, right? I already see a couple faces on here, and I just get the feeling that they're gonna do some crazy stuff in this mock draft. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I feel like they're gonna move some things up just because these Rutger boys didn't make March Madness. And that's not their fault. We'll talk about it, but without further ado, let's start jumping into this mock draft. Oh, actually, one other thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you guys all excited for nothing. Up to this point in the season, except for last week's video, we haven't really talked about the fit of these guys on whatever team they're mocked out onto because it felt too far away. I think now is an appropriate time to start talking about it. Obviously, we don't know the draft order yet, but we are going to start to talk about fit just a little bit because, like I said, in another YouTube video, we, at least last week, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys quick. Yeah, this one right here, if you didn't go watch it, I did my own mock draft with a lottery simulation, so go show that one some love, but we're also going to start talking about fit in these. Like, hey, does Cooper Flag actually fit with X team, right? By the way, go like, subscribe, and comment, do all that stuff. You guys know what to do. Go watch my Do They Fit in the NBA videos. These have been my favorite ones to do on YouTube. They often get claimed, so go show them some love so that we can keep doing them. They're doing pretty well right now, which is awesome. But anyway, now let's get into the mock draft. Alrighty, I wonder who's going to be number one. Cooper Flag. Yep, so Cooper Flag is going to be back for March, which is exciting. We obviously want to see as much of that as possible. A lot of people got Duke winning all of March Madness. I'd say they're definitely the most talented team just from looking at it. I mean, we're going to see probably, 5 Duke guys in this entire mock draft. Probably 4 of them in the first round is going to be my guess. 3 of them most likely in the top 10. So pretty good group of guys, right? Cooper Flag, as I've said all season with the top 3 guys, I want to throw VJ Edgecombe in there because I truly think he's should be kind of considered amongst that top 3 as well at this point. And don't worry, VJ Edgecombe will get his own video at some point along with Cooper Flag, as we've done Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. No matter what order you see those guys in, I don't have much of a problem with you putting them first, second, third, fourth. Like, I think you can make justification for all of them. I think they're all really, really good. I think Cooper Flag is a future all-NBA talent. It's the defense, it's the shot making, it's the handle, and the athleticism at his size of 6'9". Like, I think it's awesome. I'm not even sure the Jalen Johnson comparison is all that great. The Kevin Garnett one is honestly probably a better comparison, at least in my opinion, just the footwork and size that he has at that position. I think it's going to be awesome. And Utah, they need everybody for very hilarious reasons. I would love for, like, the best white boy in forever to end up on Utah, that or Toronto. I just think those would be just objectively hilarious. And yeah, like, whoever gets the first overall pick is going to be taking Cooper Flag just because, look, whether or not you think he is the best player, like, it would be a PR nightmare if you didn't pick him at this point. So Cooper Flag going 1, not a surprise. The Washington Wizards, Dylan Harper. So, okay, Dylan Harper still at number 2. Rutgers didn't make the tournament. I'm seeing some dum-dums on the internet still say, like, I can't believe they didn't make it. Like, if you have 2 of the 3, like, best players in college basketball, you should be able to make it. No. Okay, you didn't play high enough level basketball. Yes, I'm sure that whatever like town of 8,000 people you grew up in, every once in a while you went up against a guy that was going to go D1 and he was able to win like every single high school basketball game. Well, guess what? Everybody in college is actually pretty good as well. And just because you have two good players doesn't mean anything, because guess what? The rest of their team was not very good. So just drop that opinion. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. I watched all their games this year. Rest of their team wasn't that great. No offense to them. It's just, it's a shame that they weren't able to do more with them. But Dylan Harper, 6'6", 215, true point guard. We did the video on him. Go watch it if you didn't already. Actually, this one just recently got claimed again, so I have to fight for that one again. But it's the ball handling, the passing, the shooting, the ability to use the size, the fact that he has so many moves to go to. It's phenomenal, really. And if the Wizards ended up with the second pick, would be unfortunate. I'm sure they'd like to have the first pick, but point guard is a position of need for them. I know some Wizards fans are like, oh, Bub Carrington. You want Dylan Harper over Bub Carrington every single day of the week. I do not want to hear ifs, ands, or buts about that. Dylan Harper is a way better talent. Again, a future All-NBA player. I think he could be. He's just bigger Jalen Brunson. That's what he is, and he's got some size, some athleticism to him. It's awesome. What an awesome prospect. And like defensively, he just kind of seems to get it already. Like, I don't know, man. He's elite. I think he's really, really good. And again, great draft class, right? Don't get used to having this many good guys up at the top. All right. Where are we going now? VJ Edgecombe. They did it. See, I knew they'd do some dumb stuff. I know. Okay. Nope. I can't say that because I said at the beginning, you can put them in whatever order you want. I think the order should be different, but Charlotte Hornets at oh, well, this is the Hornets, though. So that's kind of interesting, actually. I can kind of get behind it. So VJ Edgecombe, let's talk about him. He's my little Anthony Edwards, right? Andrew Wiggins, Oladipo, Iman Shumpert. I can't believe they're not comparing this guy to Anthony Edwards. I did get some confirmation from trainers that he does model a lot of his movements off of Anthony Edwards. I had the question for a while because I'm like, his jumper looks just like him. He takes off the same way. Like, a lot of his first couple dribble moves like look like him. So I got confirmation. That is what we're trying to get out of here. But we got 6'5". I'm going to guess he's more so like 6'4", just because I'm 6'5", and I felt like I was bigger than him when I was around him. But that's whatever, right? This guy is awesome. You guys know I've been saying it all year. We've got the shot making now. We've got some ball handling. We're starting to see some assists out of him, too. The defense was already awesome. He's a 10.5 out of 10 athlete. The 11 out of 10s are Amin and Asar Thompson on our scale. But no, like, this guy's got it. I feel like he's just got a complete game. He's going to be a good two-way player in the NBA, I think, day one. But you combine the athleticism with the shot that's coming along and just his ability to be a little bit more creative, the fact that he's got some pro experience already, I think this guy's going to be awesome. And the reason I'm kind of okay with him going 3 here is because if you look at Charlotte and you presume Brandon Miller's still probably sticking around, and I'm not sure I'd want to put Ace Bailey or Brandon Miller necessarily at the 2 or the 4, I can get behind a VJ Edgecombe right here. So I'm not going to take any offense that Ace has fallen down here to New Orleans. Ace Bailey going at number 4. So obviously we did a video on Ace Bailey recently. Go watch it if you haven't. Dude is just an elite shot maker. And here's what I find so interesting. The complaints I see about Ace Bailey are 2 things, right? I see poor shot selection. Fair, like we watched the video, takes a lot of unnecessarily difficult jumpers, right? And then the assist to turnover ratio. But I can explain both of those and fix those pretty easy, especially the first one. Like, okay, he's got a bad shot selection. Well, guess what, dum-dums? Tell him not to take those shots once he gets to your team. Not a hard fix. Pretty easy, actually. Like, okay, cool. Now he's only taking these shots out on the court. Cool. Once he gets like better and he proves himself, he can get just green light to go do whatever the hell he wants, right? Because at the end of the day, dude's just hitting these shots over people. But anyway, what do we like about Ace Bailey? Stupid good athlete, great motor, jumper is elite, footwork is elite. He just has like perfect form for everything. His balance is incredible. I think his handle is actually pretty good for his size. Like, it's not elite yet. You see some really elite moments, and that tells you that it can get to like an elite level. So I get very excited about this. Like, the defensive versatility that you can have at 6'10 with that kind of athleticism is awesome. So we love Ace Bailey as a prospect. You guys know he's my favorite in the class. I think just because of the size and the athleticism and the already just present jumper. I think he's got the highest ceiling of all of these guys. That's just my opinion. I've seen a couple other NBA guys talk about it. I actually saw Paul George talking about that recently. He was saying the same thing. So maybe it's just the players in us that's kind of like, no, I can see how you can take this and turn it into something, but I don't know. I find it interesting. But him going to New Orleans, look, if New Orleans had the 4th pick, like, these 4 are in their own category, so you just take who's left, right? I know they have Herb and Trey Murphy already, but screw it. You just take him and you figure it out later, right? So that's what I think you need to do. That's what I think you need to do. Wow. Number 5, the Brooklyn Nets, Derek Queen. Okay, another guy we've done a video on. Where's the Derek Queen one? Here's Derek Queen. Go watch that one if you're curious about my thoughts of them. They're comparing him to Alperen Şengün. I think that's probably a fair comparison. What did we notice about Derek Queen? Really good timing with a lot of things. Not great athleticism. We see some of the playmaking, some of the shot creation stuff that he's able to do off the dribble. He's very nimble. I wouldn't say he's got like elite handle or anything or elite passing, but it looks like maybe something's there. The shot, like, could use a little bit of work. I would say a little bit of work, and obviously the percentages are really bad, right? But look, I'm here more so to see if we can turn it into something, right? You can develop these skills, but obviously he's been dominating as of late. He's been really, really good. He's been having some big moments for people too. Something to point out, while he is a freshman, he is older than most freshmen because he did some of those postgraduate years in high school. So that it is something to consider. And isn't this funny, right? Because a lot of times we'd see like, oh, he's more so a sophomore or junior, so they're going to fall down. If you just label people freshmen, they're like, oh, great, yeah, no, freshmen, they go higher on the board, right? Or it's like if you say like, oh, this guy's this position, and I'm going somewhere with this, they're just gonna say, oh, he's this position. People don't like think past like the initial information that they're given. Be a little bit of a critical thinker, right? And look, we are just evaluating him for the skill set that he has right now, but I think that's interesting. I've got concerns about his game personally. I didn't have him up too high on the big board that we're building in these videos, and it was because it's like, okay, we've got a 6'10 guy that is pretty nimble and he's pretty good at timing things, but he's really not very athletic overall, and I don't know if he's good enough at what he does to warrant them letting him do that at the NBA level. Like, look, he goes to Brooklyn, right? I mean, he's a backup center because they have Nick Claxton. I don't see him playing another position. They've got him playing the power forward right now. Can you really see this guy guarding NBA forwards? I can't see that at all. Personally, that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like he has to play the center position, and it's going to be kind of hard to build a team around him in that sense. So I feel like there's other guys you could pick at this spot that maybe could be a little bit better. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Derek Queen can have a role in the NBA. I'm not sure they're going to let him do what's made him so successful in college. But yeah, if we're gunning for anything, it's the Alperen Şengün. And by the way, I reserve the right to change opinions on any of these dudes as I get more information. This is where I'm at right now, and I hope all of these guys find success. And by the way, all these guys are talented enough to where if in the right situation things go well, or if in the wrong situation things don't come together, things can fall apart for them. Because look, if Ace Bailey, who needs probably a little bit more skill development than the rest of these guys, ends up in like a Washington, right? I feel a lot worse about it. But, you know, is what it is. So, Derek Queen, we'll see. That feels high to me. It feels high to me. Number 6, Trey Johnson. All right, this is my big Cam Thomas, and then this is when people start to comment already like, his game's more than that. Yes, I understand we're starting to see some of the passing. I intend on doing a video on him in the near future because I'm excited to see it as well. But what's the main thing that we've seen from Trey Johnson all year? Dude gets buckets. We have a 6'6", 2, maybe 3 that should be able to bulk up a little bit more, that is able to hit any shot he wants. Awesome. It's kind of an Ace Bailey thing, right? Where it's like, okay, a lot of the shots he's taken, kind of difficult, right? Just trying to get to his own spots at all times, which is fine. Like, he's shot hunting. He's the best player on his team. That's what he's going to do, right? Nobody's been able to stop him from scoring. Maybe not like an elite level athlete overall, but he can get to his spots. He's creative enough. Cool. The concerns that I've had throughout the season are that, like, he really doesn't get his teammates too much involved, and apparently things are getting better for him this year, which is awesome, but you saw so many times where it looks like Texas is trying to do something, and then he's like, screw it, I'm just going to go get this bucket, but he makes it, right? So it's like, okay, what do you do with this, right? And that's when my brain instantly goes, okay, Cam Thomas, bucket getter type dude. Maybe doesn't do a whole bunch else on the basketball court, right? I immediately think, okay, super six man, right? But the difference is this guy's 6'6". Looks like he can put in a little bit of weight on. Maybe he can play a little bit of defense too. Depending on where he goes. If he goes to Philly, you're playing with Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, right? Embiid's still on that team. Paul George is still on that team. Your role probably is more so six-man, come off the bench right away. I feel pretty good about that, right? As soon as some of those guys come off, you just have a guy that's going to spark plug, go get some buckets. Cool, right? Are we going to get the chance to see if he can develop into more than that there? Hard to say, right? Because you're probably not going to take the ball out of McCain or Maxey's hands on that team. But again, I'd feel pretty good if your goal was to turn him into super six man of the year type dude, a guy that can go get you maybe 19, 20 points in the NBA just because he's such a bucket getter. But maybe minutes are a little bit limited because he can't get other people involved. So just some things to think about. I realize I'm taking a little bit longer in this video, but I hope you guys appreciate that we're trying to talk about each guy a little bit more. Come on, Maluach. We got our next Duke guy here to the Toronto Raptors. I know Toronto Raptors fans, like every comment that I see of the like mock drafts, where do you want these guys to end up? Raptors fans seem just like, no, we want Maluach. This is who we want. This is our guy. We need a center. This is who we want. The things with him, he's big as shit. He's athletic. And he's big as shit, right? Like that's his thing. 7'2", 250. They're comparing him to Mark Williams. That's an excellent comparison. The block numbers are not very high. I wouldn't actually worry about it. The way that Duke kind of runs their defense, they don't really filter people to him just like that. And honestly, his timing is very off right now. He really has only been playing organized basketball for a couple years. He's one of those basketball without border guys that has come over as a product of like Luol Deng, and they're teaching him kind of as he goes. He seems really smart. Like he seems like he always knows like where to be on the court, but it's just like the instincts aren't there yet because he just hasn't played enough. Duke's teaching him the right way. He's getting better and better at running like pick and rolls. And look, he's one of those guys where if you throw it up high enough and he's the only one to go get it, he's punching it on people pretty fearlessly. They're not playing him a ton of minutes at a time. They're kind of rotating. And look, they have another good big off the bench who I anticipate they're going to want to make a big focal point of their team next year. And so that's a big part of things, but I wouldn't trip about the actual block numbers or percentages too much, especially in college. We just know that those numbers do not translate very well. I mean, how many times did I watch? Who were they playing in that championship game? I can't even remember who they were playing in like the ACC championship game, but people just kind of kept like backing people down right into him, and then they would just try to go up and he just kind of have his hands up and block it, and it's like, okay, like that's what I'm saying. We can't really measure this stuff accurately, but just the size and the athleticism alone, I can turn you into a shot blocker, right? I can teach you the rest of it. You've got the raw skills and ability already. He seems like he has a great work ethic. Awesome, right? That's all I need to see out of this. I think this guy can be a starting center for a long time in the NBA. Wouldn't be surprised if it takes like a year and a half to really get a good feeling for things, but if you throw him in Toronto, got a lot of people to take pressure off him right away, got a lot of ball handlers already. If he's just kind of the rim runner, shot blocker, rebounder type, great. I think he can have a long career ahead of him. So big fan of him. We'll do a video on him at some point. Oh, the Chicago Bulls taking Jace Richardson. This is when y'all start to piss me off. I'm a Bulls fan. For those of you that don't know, 75% of my audience is typically new viewers. So, welcome. I'm a Bulls fan. We don't need another guard. We genuinely don't. I make the joke all the time on this channel about how I only want point guards on the Chicago Bulls. This draft pick makes absolutely no damn sense. Guys, we start 3 people that play point guard that are taller than Jace Richardson. I don't need it. I don't. This is stupid. Do we have a rationale for this? It's become clear, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Bleacher Report isn't talking about like actual fit yet. So that's maybe something to consider here, but no, the Bulls do not need Jace Richardson right here at the 8th pick. Are the Bulls the 8th pick right now? Really? Why did I feel like we were more so like the 10th? I'll take it. I really will, because there's still some people on the board I really like. But we did a video on Jace Richardson. Go watch them. I'm going to keep advertising this shit to you guys. Go watch the videos. They're fun. We make fun of some people. It's educational. It's a good time. You learn some stuff about basketball that'll make you sound smart next to the water cooler or the water fountain at school. So just go watch them. But we watched Richardson, and here's the thing. He's definitely not a point guard. Handle's not quite good enough. He has no right hand whatsoever. That was abundantly clear. That was painful to watch, actually, a little bit. Athleticism, despite being Jason Richardson's son, not that great, but he makes shots, man. He does. So, there's an avenue for it. I think he should probably stick around another year in college basketball, see if we can't refine some of these skills, go make the NIL money. Why not? Next year's draft probably won't be as good, but if you're top 10 projected, it's hard to say no to that. It really is. But I don't know what to do with this scoring two guard that's not that athletic, can't really set other people up. He's only 6'3". He seems to actually have decent defensive instincts, but the size is just going to kill you at a certain point. So I don't know. I don't think he can score at the NBA level. At least I don't think so right now. That could change, but I don't see it personally. I really don't. So I think it's going to be a hard sell for people on his game, because I don't know what you're supposed to turn him into exactly. The goal would be to make him a point guard probably eventually. So we'd have to work on a lot of the playmaking stuff. We'd have to get a tighter handle. He's not that athletic and he's not that big. So I don't know. It's kind of a concern for me. Jeremiah Fears, another guy we've done a video on. We've done so many of them at this point. Who are we comparing him to? Jaden Ivey and Scoot Henderson. I respectfully disagree with those takes now that I've done the video. Here's why. Jeremiah Fears keeps being sold to people as this young, really athletic point guard, right? 6'4", 182. He's actually supposed to be in high school still, so very interesting, right? We see the big games that he's having. That's all great. When I watch the game, he's not that athletic. He's not that fast. We're not seeing crazy quick handles by any means. We're not seeing crazy dunks. It's just kind of not quite there yet. Maybe he's still growing into he's definitely still growing into his body. I mean, he's just turning 18, so he's got a while to go in terms of things. I think he can get bulkier just looking at him. The jump shot actually looks pretty good. I compare him more so to a Spencer Dinwiddie, not an elite athlete, but maybe a slightly taller point guard that could maybe play the two if you need him to. He can handle the rock. His isolation skills are actually pretty good for college. He's getting to his spots. I just don't think he's got the athleticism to necessarily do it at the NBA level. So I think that there's a chance that we're just not seeing a body that's fully developed. He'll get more athletic, maybe he'll get more explosive, stuff like that, but I don't see enough right now naturally to be really excited about it. I think he's still a middle first round pick, at least in my mind, especially because I think the upper half of the jumper looks pretty good. I remember the lower half needing a little bit of work, but that's fine. And he kind of just floats without the basketball as well, so it tells me he really needs to be the point guard. He really needs to have the ball. He doesn't have much else to do on offense, so I don't know. And I didn't see a ton defensively really to get me excited, so I'm not personally all that high on him, but I think he's interesting. I at least have a vision of what I'd want him to be. And look, not everybody's going to be a star, but I think it's interesting. Where do they have him? The Spurs? No, the Spurs would not take another point guard at this point, especially considering who's still on the board. Nope. The Portland Trailblazers, Con Knippel, the other Duke guy. I was right. We got 3 in the top 10. Very cool to see. Con Knippel out of Duke. Who are we comparing him to? Kevin Herter, Corey Kispert, Sadiq Bey. Thank you for putting one black guy on there. That's what I'm talking about. I kind of get the Sadiq Bey one as well. Actually, that one might be the best comparison of the three. So Con Knippel, a 2-3, kind of a wing, true freshman. He's a shooter, right? Look, he's white guy for Duke wearing number 7. He's a shooter, right? That's what he's going to do in the NBA. He's going to be coming off of screens. The form's really good. We trust all of that. That's awesome. What makes him very interesting is he does have a really good build on him for a freshman. 6'6", almost 220 already is pretty nuts. For reference, I was a very big player at 6'5", 220. I'm a pretty bulky guy just in general. I know it's hard to tell on here, but I'm pretty broad. I've got some pretty big legs and stuff. I know y'all don't need to describe that perfectly, but this is a pretty big dude for a freshman, right? So we think some potential defensive versatility that we normally don't get in a role player like this. He's pretty scrappy. He's very physical, so that leads me to believe that he's going to be able to maybe get you some offensive rebounds at times or be involved in the rebounding scheme. One of the things that I like about him is that right now in college, he puts the ball on the floor a lot more, but I think there's actually enough there to where, he's hitting some threes, he's coming off these floppy action, these pin downs, whatever you want to run for him, right? He's spacing the floor, but every once in a while when people are cheating it, he can catch and he should be able to rip a little bit and keep the offense going, because we are seeing that now. So while I don't think it's necessarily a high ceiling for him in the NBA, I think he'll be pretty solid right away, and I think he should turn into a really nice 3-and-D player, and that's kind of who Portland needs at this point. I don't think we need a bunch of projects. I'd rather just have some people that can help the guys that are on the team right now. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on with Portland, so that's what I'd like to see. Alrighty, there he is. To the Miami Heat, Kasparas Yakuchonis. Done a video on him as well. Where is Yakuchonis' video? I personally have Yakuchonis still top 5 in my mind. I watch him. Dude looks really good. I think he's ready to be an NBA starter right away. Here's the thing with him. 6'6", true point guard, right? Probably the best playmaker in college right now. He sees everything, and he sees it right away. Turnovers are kind of high right now. I kind of don't care. He's playing college basketball. It doesn't make a ton of sense anyway. Despite Illinois actually running some pretty solid stuff for him, which is cool. People have questions about the athleticism. Yeah, he's not like dunking on people. He's not the quickest guy in the world, but don't we have enough examples of guys that are like that in the NBA nowadays to where you shouldn't really care about that? Like, look at Luka, right? Luka does stuff like that all the time. This guy's really good at using his body, his frame to like keep the offense going, get to the spots he needs. And the jumper, while being a little bit cold recently, has been pretty good all season. The step back is there. He's pretty good at getting to it and creating that shot. The form looks really, really good. And he's had some moments where dude just can't miss out on the court. I'm like 6'6", elite playmaker, can hit a 3-point shot. I signed me up for that right away. Like, I feel really, really good about that. He seems smart. Like, we've even seen him cut, like, without the basketball pretty well at times. So I think this guy just gets it. He's like a true 18-year-old. He's a little bit young as well. So I'm more than down, man. 6'6", point guard, yeah. And we've even seen him do a couple off-ball things where he's coming off of some screens to get some shots, so maybe you could play him with another scoring guard at times, too. That just screams NBA right now to me, and I love it. The Miami Heat, I think, could use it. I think if the Heat somehow got Yakuchonis at 11, we'd all just say, fuck the Miami Heat again, because they always get the guy that they shouldn't get in the draft, it feels like. But, hey, if that's where he goes, that's where he goes. I think it'd be a great fit for him. The Houston Rockets, Asa Newell, that's who we just did a video on. By the way, when you guys come on tomorrow, we'll have another video. I'm going to record it like right after this. I haven't exactly decided who I'm going to do yet, but we're going to figure that out like in 20 minutes or something like that. We'll just pick somebody out of this list. Maybe I'll do, who do I want to do? You guys are going to get a sneak peek of it right here. I don't want to do Knipple. We already did Jason Richardson. I don't want to do Malik. Do I do Trey Johnson? Let's do Trey Johnson. Fuck it. We're going to do Trey Johnson after this, and you guys will get to see it tomorrow. I want to get to the international guys at some point, but we'll get to them. So, Asa Newell. I like Asa Newell a lot. I think he's too low on this list. I would find it hard to believe he falls past the Bulls here. I also don't think the Rockets keep this pick at all. The Rockets do not need any more young players on their team. They just don't. They need to start like winning some basketball games, getting some vets on the team, turn this into something else. You just don't need anyone else. If you did take Asa Newell, sure, have a backup center. Asa Newell is another example of people not looking past the primary information that they're being given. We talked about it in the video because he's listed as a power forward. Look, I understand he plays power forward for Georgia. We watched the film. They're playing two centers, and they're doing the exact same thing out on the court. Like, it's not hard to figure out that they've just decided we have two centers, so we're going to put two centers on the court. I saw so many people in my comments here like, oh, I don't think he can play the forward. I'm like, do not play him at the forward. We have a 6'11" guy that can jump very high, had some cool blocks and everything in the video. That sounds like a center to me. That sounds like run, jump, and dunk type of center. But here's the fun part. The reason that they felt comfortable putting him at the 4 is because he can step out and hit three-pointers, right? He's hitting three-pointers at a decent clip. We watched the form. Looks pretty good overall. That's awesome. We're seeing a little bit of creativity, too. The off-ball cuts, like there was a couple times where he was trying to create some offense himself, putting the ball on the floor. He got out in transition a couple times. Don't try to make this guy a forward. Have a versatile center because he can already do the run, jump, and dunk center type things. Just Don't overthink it. Well, actually, you do need to overthink this one a little bit because, again, they try to sell you on the fact that he's a power forward. He is a center. This is an NBA center. Like, there's no point in trying to turn this guy into a power forward. I don't understand that at all, personally. I think it'll be interesting. The shooting potential, defensive switchability, yeah, they like switch him on things too. It's awesome, right? But at the end of the day, where he's best is when people are cutting. He's cutting to the hoop. He's getting his run, jump, and dunk type opportunities. That's how he gets into the NBA, becomes a nice role player right away. I personally like Asa Newell a lot. I think he should be higher on this list. CMB, Colin Murray Boyles. That's another guy I got to do a video on. Maybe we'll do that one next week, but I want to get into international players, so we'll see. We're gonna get to like all of these guys at some point, like all these first round guys. I promise you, we will get to them. CMB, crushing it in college basketball right now, kind of playing the Julius Randle type role, right? Where a lot of it's back to the basket. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes. The playmaking's really cool for somebody of his size and position. The big concern is he's 6'7", only really plays the power forward spot, doesn't shoot the three, really only excels in these post-up opportunities where he's kind of playmaking and creating out of there. That's not something that we like in the NBA. It doesn't work very well. We don't really have any instances of people having a lot of success with that. And when I say success, I mean more so like winning more basketball games because of that, right? It doesn't necessarily work. So then I go, okay, why should they do that for you in the NBA? And that's where I start to struggle with CMB a little more. As far as the fit with Dallas goes, I find it hard to believe them going for like any sort of forward at this point. It feels like they could really use some guards. So I don't know, but the Mavericks offseason is going to be messy, so I don't want to think about it too much. Liam McNeely, the guy that always seems to sit at the 14th pick here with the Atlanta Hawks. Just think power forward, small forward that shoots the ball really, really well. Has good size to him at 6'7". What is he, 210? Cool. Keegan Murray's an interesting comparison because, yes, he puts the ball on the floor a little bit right now. He can do that because he's one of the better players in college. Very cool. He's going to be really smart. He plays in a really translatable NBA system at UConn. Cool. I could see this fitting for the Hawks. I could see them needing the shooting. I think that'd just be a nice bench player, role player for them to go get, add to the squad. Why the hell not? Probably not the highest potential in the world, but we like McNeely. I think he should translate pretty easily overall, and I think that'd be a good move for Atlanta with where they currently sit with things. I don't really have much else to add to him outside of that. Okay, now that we're done with the lottery, gonna move a little bit faster. Noah Sengwe. I know he's been playing a little bit better as of late. I promise we'll do a video on him. The concern is like, okay, he does a lot of things like solid. What's the thing that he does really well? We don't know, but we see 6'9", solid athlete. Very cool, right? So something to think about there. Orlando, no. Go get a shooter, Orlando. Don't do that. Do not pick him. I'd be devastated. Carter Bryant has moved up. We haven't seen a ton of minutes of him, but we see a 6'8", really good athlete with some shot-making potential. We're interested, right? But he's a young guy. Again, not playing a ton of minutes overall. Curious to see where he ends up on the Spurs. Yeah, they could use a bigger wing like that. I could see that with like their second pick. Could be interesting. Ben Seraph falling a little bit. We see the playmaking, the jump shot is supposed to be pretty solid. Is he going to be a true point guard? Is he going to play more of a kind of a creating two, if you will? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. They compare him to Manu Ginobili a lot. He's probably a guy I want to do a video on like early next week or something. It's always hard to find the international film on things that I can show on YouTube, but we'll see. We'll find something. The Timberwolves making this pick? Yeah, I like it. They need more ball handlers on this team and more creators for the offense. So I think somebody that can do that, cool. The change of pace is awesome with him. The IQ seems really good. He's playing in an elite league. Yeah, I think he could be an interesting prospect. I'm looking forward to doing a video on him. Noah Penda, he's Nick Batum. That's just what we keep saying. He's 6'8", can shoot the rock pretty well. Not the best athlete, Nick Batum. Very cool. Neat Clifford, one of the best players in college basketball right now. We're seeing like the size and strength of a guy that's a little bit older, right? I mean, he's 23, so like super senior type guy, right? Who's really kind of figuring things out. Just really seems to be using his size and creating ability to get to the rim when he wants. What's he really going to do at the NBA level, at an elite level? Hard to say. Kind of feels maybe more like a glue guy, but should be able to do something in the NBA. The Cody Martin comparison is probably a good one. Nolan Traore, I don't know how to say it. Looking forward to watching some film on him. They compare compare him to Lonzo Ball a lot. I think that's awesome. The jumper didn't really fall this year, but the playmaking was elite. We saw really nice athleticism out of him. Another taller point guard that can pass the ball, get up and down the court quickly. He got to his spots. The shot just didn't fall. Feels like something we could develop, and maybe you could get a solid thing out of it. Brooklyn got him. Cool. Why not, right? I could see it. The Utah Jazz, Will Riley, he's been shooting up the boards as his creation and shot making starts to fall more and more. We already know we have a pretty solid athlete in him and a guy that can just put the ball on the ground a little bit, maybe hit a couple threes. 6'8", you can do that stuff. It's going to be intriguing, right? The question that I have, and I'll look forward to doing a video on him, is the handle good enough to say that this is a skill set we want to develop at the NBA level? I don't know. I'll be curious to see. Isaiah Evans, there's our last Duke guy. Shooter. 6'6", just shooter, right? It's something stupid, like 90% of his points come off of like assisted like catch and shoot opportunities or something crazy. I don't know. Combined 90% of his offense has become between spot ups, running off screens, transition handoffs. There you go. Your boy paying attention. Right? But dude is an absolute just like sniper from the outside, and at 6'6", if you already know all the actions, cool. Throw him in. We can make a role for you somewhere, right? It may not be a high level role, but we can do something with you at a true freshman. So that's cool. Rasheer Fleming, I know a lot of you want him a lot higher on the boards. We did a video on him as well. I believe that's the most watched video we have of this series because he's an easy one to sell because his whole thing is he hits threes and he dunks. Those are the two things he does. So he's the best 2K player out of all of these guys, right? We watched it. The athleticism's nice. He clearly has a really good understanding for the game at 20 years old. The jumper is like interesting at times, but like he's hitting it, he's extremely confident with it, like he's pulling it right away, and that's going to help a lot in and of itself. So we've got a really interesting prospect, maybe not like top tier athlete, but really good at getting behind the defense, getting to where he needs to go on the court, strong, finishing through people. We love that, right? We absolutely love that. So if you got 3 and D kind of at the power forward spot with a nice athlete, sign me up. I think he should probably be a little bit higher on the list than where he's at right now. Thomas Sorber, again, we did a video on this guy. He was the first video that we did. We were a little underwhelmed with Sorber in this. We thought there's something to the jumper, which is nice. Like defensively, he didn't show us anything crazy, but he looked very competent, and that's what we're being sold on with him, is we've got a younger guy that's supposed to be kind of a defensive anchor. I believe he was having like the most blocks or something like that in college at one point or another. Maybe it was just his conference. But we're like, hey, can we have like a bouncy defensive backup center for the NBA? I didn't see athleticism that really blew my mind. I think it's a little bit better than Derek Queen's, but I wouldn't say much better. So I'm not sure what the ceiling for this guy is necessarily, but 6'10", 255, true freshman, starting to show a little bit of a three-point shot. You can sign me up. Orlando Magic. No, you guys need guards. Take Isaiah Evans. Get Isaiah Evans somehow. You guys need shooting. Some way or another. Igor Demean. I don't know. He continues to kind of fall as he... Look, another big ball handler, right? 6'9", I believe he is 6'9". Has the ball like the entire game. The three-point shooting and the playmaking looked really good at the beginning. It's getting a little bit rough now. It's kind of hard to tell because I don't watch a ton of BYU. If it's a team thing, if it's a him thing, and we don't really know what else he can do on the basketball court outside of being the primary guy. So that's where the questions are going to be. I want him on the Jazz as well, just because, for obvious reasons. Hugo Gonzalez, a guy that I haven't watched a ton of recently. He doesn't get to play a bunch right now, but like a year ago, we all saw the athleticism, the size, ability to go coast to coast on people. Awesome. Reminds me of Mario Hezonja. I don't know. We just got to watch the film on him, man, because we've been burned a couple times by prospects like this, but I think they're interesting. Boogie Flynn, he's back. Is he not? Yeah, he's expected back. We thought he'd be out for the season, but no, Boogie's coming back. He's basically our Rob Dillingham. It's a great comparison. They're basically the same player. Small guard that takes a lot of shots, right? No matter where it is on the court. How good's the playmaking going to be? We don't necessarily know. Is he going to be able to guard anybody at the NBA level? Probably not. So probably top role is like spark plug 6-man type dude. We'll see. Dude has gotten really hot before, also gotten really cold. Cam Jones, a guy that I actually like. Again, kind of the super senior type, scoring guard. I feel like he could fall into the Jamal Sheed, I never remember how to say it, role that we're seeing with Toronto this year, where older guy comes in, plays back up to third string point guard role pretty effectively in his first year. So I'd support the Celtics taking him there. I think that would be a nice pick. I think this dude's just a bucket getter, and I'd like to see some more of him. Yaxel Lendenberg, yeah, I keep seeing that he's moving up. I'll be honest, have not watched a ton of his film. We'll try to get to it at some point, so I just don't have a ton of opinions on him right now. I don't really know what his game is supposed to be yet. Danny Wolf, a guy we'll definitely do a video on at some point. The big 7-footer that can handle a little bit. He's breaking some ankles, hitting some step back threes. That's cool. I like the Hito Turkoglu comparison a lot. Throw him in Phoenix. Why not? I'd love to see this guy in some orange uniforms. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, definitely a guy we got to break down some more. I do think he's an interesting prospect. Just curious what you do with him at an NBA level. Janai Broom. I know I said it right now. I've watched enough film now. I think this guy should be higher up on boards. People always ask with like the senior big men, how well are they really going to translate to the NBA? It's usually hit or miss. Do you have a Frank Kaminsky type or do you have a Zach Edey type? I think this is more of a Zach Edey, not in like, I don't think they're the same type of player at all, but I think this guy can have success at the NBA level right away. I think the physicality and the smarts that he plays with the ability to step out and hit a shot if he needs to, I think it's there day one. So I would support a contending level team taking him at like the end of the first round. Maxime Renaud, I don't remember how to say it, but haven't watched a ton of him yet. Personally, not a huge fan of anything I've seen yet. Markovic, haven't been that high, and we're in second round now. JT Toppin, I know he has some crazy dunks. Something about people named Toppin, I suppose, but I feel like a lot of his stuff is just kind of back down. Like make it work at the college level, might not work at the NBA level, so I'm not sure. Beringer, he's supposed to be a crazy shot blocker as per the picture here. I don't know. Haven't really seen anything of him yet. Fillion, I want to watch some more of him. I watch a lot of Alabama games. I'm not really sure exactly what he's going to bring. He feels just like smaller Anthony Black a little bit, so I'm not quite sure about the three-point shooting or the athleticism or the playmaking. It just feels kind of all like interesting right now. I'd love to see him at Alabama for another year, probably. Ian Jackson at one point was way higher in draft boards coming into this, and I don't know. He's just kind of around there chucking up shots. He just reminds me of modern NBA basketball players or young basketball players that are just kind of running around trying to be faster than everyone and put shots up. So not a huge fan. Tui, we haven't seen him in a little bit because of their season ending, but we think the coast-to-coast stuff and some of the jumpers could be cool. Chaz Lanier, dude's a bucket getter, isn't he? Dude is a bucket getter. So while I'm not a huge believer in him at the NBA level, feels like he could be a guy that dominates the G League. Thiero, people are always going to be interested because he's 6'8", 6'9", great athlete, so could be something there. Kalkbrenner, not sure I really believe him at the NBA level. Maybe people try to turn him into a Luke Cornett type. Condon, I know some people are starting to get excited about him. Kind of surprised he showed up before Walter Clayton on this, but people want, again, okay, this is another thing, right? They're kind of listing him as a power forward. Pretty sure he's a center. Like, I know he plays that position a lot, but just let's call him a center. He's from Australia, right? He is from Australia. I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see like what else we get out of him. I'm gonna have to watch some more film on him specifically to see how he's playing off of like guards and stuff like that, because I feel like I'm normally just watching Clayton really closely. Uzan, I don't know. I don't think he's a good enough ball handler, at least in my opinion, to do something at the NBA level, and I feel like he needs the ball to be successful. Jameer Watkins, not that high on him personally. Rusic, not that high on him. Darian Williams, not that high. Walter Clayton, I like a lot. Again, kind of put him in that Jamal Shed position where comes in as a rookie. I think he's experienced enough and can create his own shot. I think he'll be solid enough on defense where he can contribute day one. I'd have him probably much higher on my board than 47. Sturts, the Drake guy. I don't think he can create the shots that he's creating at an NBA level, but dude's getting buckets right now, and the playmaking's pretty solid, so it's interesting. Caravan kind of continues to drop. Again, feels like a guy that could dominate the G League or go crush it overseas for a little bit. De La Rey, haven't seen enough of him. Xavier Lee continues to find himself on there. I don't know. Not sure I see it at an NBA level. There's Tyrese Proctor, the final Duke guy. I think he should just stick around at Duke, but I think he's got an interesting game. Just go get the NIL money, man. Just go get it. Sion James. Oh, another Duke guy. Again, I'm not really sure what to do with him. I feel like they try to make him into this kind of like pseudo playmaker wing, and I'm not sure it's anything to write home about. Again, go stay at Duke, go make a lot of money, keep on lifting weights, your arms look crazy. Good for you, dude. Faye, haven't watched a ton of him yet. Ivisic, I might like the Illinois guy better. I might like his brother more. I know that's kind of hard to say. Popular opinion is this, but just hear me out on it, okay? Eric Dixon had a really good college season, kind of plays, again, more of a Julius Randle type role, so I'm not really sure. Hunter Salas, dude's a bucket getter, right? Rocco Zikarsky, you guys know from the little bit of film I've seen, I'd really like the chance to develop him, but we just haven't seen enough of him, so he's not going to go much higher. And then Bryce Williams to round things out. Not feeling anything too crazy there. But yeah, that's the latest mock draft, y'all. I hope you guys are going to have fun with March Madness. It's like one of the best times of the year in sports. I'm really busy with this stuff right now as I try to prepare for everything that could happen for the teams that I support that are in it. I've got a couple this year, actually more than usual, which is really, really cool. I had some mid-major teams that I help out with make it and win their conference tournaments. Very, very exciting. I can't wait. I really can't wait. But yeah, let me know, like, who do you want your team to take? Who are you really liking at this point? Yeah, let's move on to the comments of the video. All right, y'all. Comment of the video comes from the Asa Newell. Does he fit in the NBA video? Again, go give these videos a watch. They're my favorite ones to do on the channel. I'm a big fan of it. The comment of the day comes from Dem Boys Good 2169. He said, "That's good money, ace. If you know, then you know." I was like, I don't really know what that means. He said he's been watching him since 2017. Apparently, his kid played with him in AAU. I said, a really humble kid. Works hard all the time. That's awesome. That's so cool that you guys get to kind of share that stuff with me. That's awesome that you kind of got to know him. I'll take your word for it. That dude's a good dude. I really liked his game, so glad that we got to do a review of it on this channel. But anyway, like, I'd love to hear your guys' connections and stuff like that. And hey, let's be on the lookout for Money Ace right here. But anyway, I appreciate you guys as always. We've got a video of Trey Johnson then coming tomorrow, so stay tuned. Appreciate you guys as always, and talk later. Thanks so much. Bye.